All right.
Yay. Hey. Hi,
Hi.
Dario. How you doing?
I'm
Uh,
great, Jennifer. How are you doing?
I'm fine. It's absolutely fabulous to have you on board today for our Business Love interview.
Thank
And
you. I'm glad
yeah,
to be here.
yeah. I've been waiting for a while to actually get this interview going because you've got some amazing things to teach our viewers. So just to get started, my name is Jennifer Beaumont-Whyte and I'm the founder of Business Love. I run the Business Love International members group club, and I also run the Business Love London live meetings. And the whole point of Business Love is I'm really passionate about working with inspired business owners who are so passionate about what they love to do, but they're having challenges around certain aspects of their business, and we come together and we help and support each other to create a love-based business that honors your life, supports your lifestyle, and celebrates your life purpose.
Mm.
So today we have the wonderful Dario Cucci, who's going to be teaching us, he's giving us an insight on how to build trust, love and trust with our customers so that we can get those wonderful sales, working with people that we love to work with. So, Dario, if you'd just like to introduce yourself a little bit and tell us your amazing story of how you come to be training in such a passionate way with your customers and having such a success.
Thank you. Well, a long story short, I've been in the industry for over 20 years now. I worked in Switzerland as well as in Australia for a long time with business owners, as well as being an employee as well, of course, before I
Mm-hmm.
started my own company
Mm-hmm.
in sales and customer service, as well as in management.
Okay. So
And
what sort of companies did you actually work with? Were the
I worked in Australia. I worked with 21st Century Education, which was educational and event company.
okay?
So they provided financial education and mentoring programs and coaching programs, that kind of thing, and held a
Yeah.
lot of events.
Mm-hmm.
Universal Events, which was an event company that mainly had trainings, NLP training events, kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing that I've
Mm-hmm.
sold over the phone, as well as actually assisted with the crew at the event itself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and then there was Empower It, which was the starting point where I sold mainly tickets over the phone of Anthony Robbins programs like Unleash the Power Within, Date with
Yeah.
Destiny. That was the starting point where I started to sell mainly on the phone
Okay.
to customers at a price point anywhere from $1,000 up
Wow.
to about $60,000.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
And you made those kind of sales on the
yeah,
phone. Wow. Oh,
yeah.
fantastic. Wow.
So, and before that, I worked as a personal trainer and did a lot of face-to-face sales.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I also had apprentices under me that I trained and that sort of thing. And once I got very successful at making those kind of sales over the phone after a while, but at first I struggled because the component of face-to-face was missing, of course.
Okay.
And when I started becoming successful in my first year, I made an additional sales revenue turnover for the company of over $1 million.
Wow. 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 So you've got real expertise going on here. We want to glean some of that knowledge of yours. So yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mainly selling intangible products, if you appreciate that,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
coaching and events is an intangible product. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
something you can take home.
Exactly, which is
Uh,
what I know. It's so people can't, unless you can really sell it and really get them to be in it emotionally and or even visualize it. It's like an empty thing, really. What is it? What is it you're selling to me? So, yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
So, and then over the years, I became very successful with doing that, working for other companies, also being referred to other companies to work for, which was great. And then eventually, because of a health issue that I had to overcome,
Hmm.
I had to take a break from it a bit, had to
Yeah.
look at what do I need to work on myself. And then
Yeah.
I decided after like half a year to go back to Switzerland.
Yeah.
there I worked for other companies again,
Yeah.
startup companies, and I got annoyed with what's been happening, where I know exactly what's going to happen, and if the person that I'm coaching and consulting and even working for is not actually implementing what I tell them to do,
Yeah.
then they get, of course, not the results that they want,
Yeah.
and it's not a surprise. And I got very frustrated with that, and I decided it's time to, launch my own business and do my own thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's when I created On-Call Business,
On-call business. Mm-hmm.
which is all about helping small business owners to medium-sized businesses to serve their customers better by learning communication skills
Yeah.
to implement with their customers to make more sales, and as well as have communication skills and administration tools set up to serve the customer at the back end better,
Mm-hmm.
more flexibility to engage with them better, to really win the customer's loyalty
Yeah.
and build a long-lasting relationship. Because the biggest problem that I've found over the last 20 years, seeing it over and over again, and it's becoming increasingly a bigger problem with social media and with the automation of everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
is that the lack of communication between customer and the company
Yeah.
is causing the customer to basically feel dissatisfied, to feel not looked after,
Yeah.
and to go, well, why should I stay with that company if they don't really care? They only call me when they want to sell something.
Yeah.
And I keep on getting all those emails and stuff, and I don't want that. I want a real person to
Real
talk to.
connection. Yeah, which is when you think about it, we're in it's easy to connect with people with the technology that we have. We can really easily connect, but at the same time, we're so disconnected. We're really, becoming more disconnected. And I think this is why, especially with the events industry, there's more and more people wanting to go to events because they need that connection. They need that interaction. And if you're trying to do it digitally as well, you have to know how to communicate with people and get them on your side. And customer service is so key. People have so much more autonomy now to be able to choose and pick who they work with. They can work with somebody in Singapore or in Sydenham. They can choose really, and they can do it in an instant. So you really got to have those skills to hang on to them and keep their interest and make them matter. So this is what you do now
That's what I do, because that's what I'm passionate about, because I believe that it makes a huge difference, and you can get so much more repeat business and so many more referrals when you really truly care about your customer, and not just about the sale. The sale is just, I always say, the sale is the starting point of relationship, but it's not the end of a relationship.
Yeah. But then there's a journey to get to that sale and then to continue. So do you want to give us a couple of tips or insights that you've gained around actually building that trust so that people can, get to that sale point?
Well, I mean, one of the biggest mistakes that most business owners make, no matter how big or small their business is. So if they have salespeople, the salespeople make it for them. If they do the sales themselves, is that they call the person with the intention of selling straight away. And I'm sure you already experienced marketing phone calls, and it's a real put off.
Yeah, and I've actually had trainings where they say, okay, this is what you're supposed to do. You call them and you go through this script, and then you get to the end and you're supposed to have made the sale. And if I've ever followed anything like that and I don't get the sale, I feel so defeated and deflated. Have I done something wrong? And they're not really realizing there is another level that I need to go through, a few more hoops to build a relationship rather than make the sale in the first place. So yes,
exactly. So I make the metaphor, it's like going on a date. When you go on a date, you don't go on a date and you jump with the person right into bed and saying that and go I want to marry you right now.
To have a lasting relationship.
It's not like one of those things. And the same is with the sale. It's like, I mean, that's not just me saying, and because of the experience that I have, but if you look online about research, most people buy things after they've spoken or gotten in contact with the company or the person that they're talking to the sixth time or the seventh time. That's when the highest conversion happens, not the first or the second time. But most companies and salespeople and even business owners that have coaching businesses or personal training businesses or are healers or whatever, they do like one attempt and then they do maybe a second attempt and then they give up.
Yeah.
And they got the customer interested. They haven't gotten the trust yet, but they got the customer interested and then they leave them alone. So instead of keep on building that relationship.
Yeah.
And the thing about sales is, depending what you're selling, if you don't ask the right questions, if you don't deepen that relationship by asking quality questions and really getting them to understand the value and the benefits they will have with you, then you won't make that initial trust. You won't build on that, because the problem with it is that if you're to service and you're just selling the features of the product, there is 100 out there that have something similar to you.
Yeah.
And so there's no reason for the person to go, yes, I'm actually interested in buying from you.
So the questions, actually, that's quite an important point, questioning, because I use questioning in my coaching practice, to elicit exactly what, what's going on for my clients. But the thing that questions do is actually make the customer feel important. You're interested in me. You're interested in my opinion. You're interested in what I feel and what my issues are. And apart from that, you're actually gaining the information by which then you can provide the product or the actual benefit, tailor it to them. So what sort of questions would you ask? I mean, have you got some typical questions?
Well, it really depends on the business, but I mean, if you're selling an intangible product or service, mostly what you're selling is ultimate hope for a better life, or for a change in improvement or things like that. So the first thing that I normally ask is, when I work with business owners, so what is for you the number one priority that you want me to help you with? Or what's the number one problem that you want to solve for business or in your life that I can assist you with? That is just the number. That's because then it opens up that, I'll say, that Pandora's box of emotions and thoughts of the customer wanting to share if they're open to it, because they will then talk about it. And that's the initial thing. So if you meet someone on a networking event, for instance, and you say to them, so how is your business going, for instance, and they just tell you a little bit, and then you go, so what's the number one thing that you actually find the most challenging right now in your business that you want to resolve? Then they could go like, well, it is sales, because I'm not confident making sales calls. And I can go, okay, so what I do is I help business owners like yourself to implement efficient communication strategies to build trust with customers, to get them to buy more from you. So I could actually help you with that.
Yeah, that's so cool. Really sleek. You've got to the point of exactly what they want by asking the question, and then you and I know you've got several tools in your toolkit to actually offer your clients, but the one specific one that they're asking help with, you can just tailor that in the answer and set it all up, and then you can ask the question, would you like me to help you with that? That's so cool.
Yeah,
it's so elegant and cool, and it's like trusting as well. So are there any other questions, or is you just start with the number one and then take it to the next level?
There is like so my question sometimes is that I will say, so what are the 2 or 3 things that you want to achieve working with me?
Mm-hmm.
like that are most, there's always a story behind everything.
Yeah.
And there's always, like, if you ask the person open-ended questions like, so what do you want to achieve with me?
Yeah.
Then the story goes on like a never-ending book.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk and talk and talk. And so if you don't want that, you need to get them to have clear thoughts. And the only way we get clear thoughts and pictures and emotions is when we are guided to have those questions the right way. So if
Mm-hmm.
you say, as an example, what specifically are the 2 or 3 things that you like to achieve with me when we work together?
Yeah. Yeah.
You get a different thought and emotion attached to that
Mm-hmm.
than if I just go open.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's a classic coaching question. Anyway, what specifically do you want? What specifically? So it really keeps it tight and focused, and they really got to go inside and find that one specific thing rather than just have a general chit chat. You really
Yeah.
get to that, to the key point. So, do you actually teach this in your when you're working with people? Do you run webinars, seminars? Do you do any
Yeah,
kind of training?
absolutely. I'm planning to launch an online mentoring and coaching, group coaching sort of thing on a regular basis,
Mm-hmm.
which I soon will hold a webinar for. But
Mm-hmm.
what I'm really passionate is working with people one-on-one as well as in groups and holding seminars
Yeah.
in person, because it's just when I'm live and I'm in the zone, I can help the person the most. And I even do that during my seminars. I coach people right away, sometimes in front of other people, just to get them up and then go, okay, so what about this? And then I'll coach them and everybody sees what I'm doing. So they
Yeah.
actually get an experience. Um,
That's actually quite a good thing to do, actually, because a lot of people don't even know what coaching, as opposed to mentoring and training and consulting, all of these things. A lot of people don't know what coaching is. So if you can give a live example of how you take someone through a journey of coaching, and so that they get the result that you actually give them, that's a brilliant seminar. That's a brilliant event for anybody to go to.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then I'm planning to hold those seminars monthly, but my next one that I'm holding will be on the 26th of November, which is a
November.
Saturday.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the
Where,
city of London.
yeah.
I'm yet to confirm the hotel, but for anybody that is interested, they can they can come to my website and then basically enter their details,
Mm-hmm.
or they can also just email me, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'll send them an email with all the details of when the next seminar is up and running, and then they can come along to it.
Mm-hmm.
It is a paid seminar; it's not a free seminar.
Yeah.
I I'm fairly reluctant to hold free seminars, because the thing is that it's not only the cost thing. I mean, when you do an entire day seminar, you have
Mhm.
costs to cover,
Yeah.
including the room and the projector and everything else that goes with it. And it's not cheap, I mean, people underestimate how much it costs, but it is
Yeah.
actually
To put
quite
on your day.
expensive.
Exactly.
So you need to cover the cost. But the other thing that I'm asking for a price is, there's 3 reasons. One is to earn a little bit of money for the knowledge I share, because
Mhm.
when I share my knowledge, typically the things that I share during the day, if I were to share that with you one-on-one,
Mhm.
you will be spending at least 750 pounds
Mhm.
having 3 one-on-one coaching sessions with me,
Yeah.
as like, or 2, like something like that. So where
Yeah.
it becomes quite an expensive thing,
Mhm.
but it's worth it, because when I teach those things, to give you an example, one of the personal trainers that started with me 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
he normally has about 10 prospects per month.
Mhm.
Out of those 10 prospects per month, he makes 1 sale.
Okay.
We worked together. He had an additional 7 prospects within the 3 weeks on top of the 10, so 17.
Yeah.
But instead of having just 1 sale, he ended up making 3 sales.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So the return on the investment that people are going to be paying, which I always think is a bit odd when you do free events and free seminars or whatever, because the perceived value of, oh, it's free, I'm not going to get much, so therefore I'm not really give it the kudos, the attention that I need to get something from it. The same, if somebody invests a fair amount of money, they expect a fair amount of value back, and they pay attention, so they receive whatever it is you're giving them. And I really feel, putting some value on your work is really important. And then you have, you've proven as well that, when people come to your seminars, that they will be getting value and actually implement them into their work, into their business, to get the result that they want from coming to your event. So whatever they're going to spend is an investment, not a spend. Anyway, so yeah. So where you've not got a venue yet, but can you just say where people can find? Can you say the website again and the email?
Well, what I might do after the interview with you as well, I'll send you the link for the actual event that's coming up on the 26th of November, so you can share it with your viewers, and they can. And I'm just telling at the moment, because I want to pay it forward. So of course, as mentioned, I will actually do two things. One will be I will give back to a charity.
Yes.
So I will give back to your charity, of course.
Thank you.
So to support them.
Thank you so much.
Exactly. And then I got another charity that I mentioned on the page, which I will give back to.
Thank you.
Which is for the poor community in India, where one of the friends that I have, he's going for 2 months over there to help them support, build homes, get education happening. And so I'm going to support that as well.
Fabulous. So
this is going to give back to the community. So when people purchase the tickets between now and the 11th of November, they can get it at a cheaper rate. They get it for £49 instead of £197.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it will be £89.
Fantastic.
Is also, and then, and then.
So this is actually my whole point of people being in business, in terms of generating enough sales, generating enough money, sustaining yourself. But when you get to a point where you're really successful, you can actually then give back and serve the world. You can, do what you're doing in terms of
exactly.
Charities, set up your own charity, do your own events for charity, helping the world. And not only are you spreading love through your business in terms of being really elegant and trustworthy and loving with your customers and looking after them and caring for them, and spreading the love through your community, you're also sharing the love by sharing the excess money to go and fund other people who might need your help. And I truly believe that business owners are the only ones that are going to really truly change how we change the consciousness of the world in terms of actually actively doing something to make a difference.
Absolutely.
You're
welcome. And I mean, the biggest problem that most business owners have is once they made the sale, is how to get more repeat sales and more referrals to gain momentum with their business.
Yes.
And the other thing is some people really struggle with holding the actual sales conversation.
Yes.
They might, and for any of those people that have that struggle, that want to have a better system in place and learn how they can do that, the seminar is really useful, because I'm going through how to ask questions, how to build that initial trust, how to advise your customer the best possible way to make the sale, and to understand them, and how to adapt your response so that the customer feels that they can trust you, and you're not just reading from a script and all of that. So all of that is going to be covered on the one-day seminar that I'm holding.
Yeah, and you're going to be doing more of those one-day seminars anyway. So if people have missed the 26th of November, they've got to look out for you doing more of these seminars as well.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
sure.
Yeah,
Sure, absolutely. But I always say make it a priority to be there because time is money. So
yeah,
the longer you wait for you to change your habit of communication and the way
yes,
to implement it, the
yeah,
longer it will take for you to make those sales and to build
yes,
relationships. And the other thing is, if you tell the customer one thing, but they're not getting what they want, and then they're disappointed,
hmm,
um, fact is, if when you lose customers that are disappointed, they're going to tell at least 9 to 15 people.
yeah,
So
exactly.
that's a lot of people that
Here,
you potentially could have, won as customers. So it's
yeah,
very important to know how to address a customer when things don't go right, and I also cover that during the seminar. So it's
that
going to be
that
of
is so important. I mean, when I was training at the Hair Academy, we used to have a little section about how to deal with customer complaints. And one of the things I did say was that, if you look after your customer and make them feel good, they may tell one or two people, hey, I've just had this amazing haircut or facial or whatever. But if you upset them, they'll tell the whole town, as many
yeah.
people as possible, because it's like they're really upset. And that's what you don't want. I mean, you have to have some kind of avenue for them to come back and complain to you directly rather than tell the whole town. So, you need to have that level of trust that they can actually be truthful to you and say, hey, you know what, I'm not happy with this. What are you going to do about it? And then you address it, look after them, care for them. Because sometimes it's not about not making mistakes or not upsetting people. It's about how you deal with it once once it gets to that point. How do you take them onto a nice journey so that they're back in your arena and they're still loving you at the end of it?
Yeah, exactly. And also the other thing is when a customer makes a complaint, you want to meet them somewhere in the middle where
Mm-hmm.
they're satisfied again.
Yes.
So what happens though these days is with a lot of don't even know what to do. They ignore the complaint and just put their head in sand, hoping they will get better, which
Just go away.
or they come up with the policy rules so that they repeat the policies and the conditions.
Mm-hmm.
It's not helpful at all.
No, it's disengaging. Yeah.
So, or the third thing is they apologize without actually offering a solution or a compromise or an appreciation. Sometimes when you do something wrong by the customer, all the customer wants is something to appreciate them and to give back to them.
Yeah.
Give you an
Make them
example.
matter. Just make them matter, regardless. Make them matter. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It sounds amazing what you're doing, Dario. I'm going to check my diary, make sure that it's the 26th. The 26th is clear, and I'll be there. And
Awesome.
it's amazing to talk to you. And I think I love your philosophy of the care in sales, serving to sell, selling to serve. That is just so amazing. So we're coming to the end of our time. So is there any last a bit of advice or tip that you want to leave with our viewers?
Well, let me ask you back. I'm going to ask you now. So
Yeah.
the viewers of Business Love,
Yes.
your customer.
Yes.
What is the one tip that you think that you would like me to share with your customers?
It is the sales. It is the sales. It's actually getting more sales because all of them want to be able to be in a position where they can actually give back. Sustainable business where the money's flowing, they're with the right customers, they're loving and being inspired by their customers, and the money is coming in to sustain their business and to be able to share with the world.
Hmm.
So it is all around the sales question. How can I have more clients? How can I make more sales?
Okay, so here's a tip. When you make a phone call to your customer or to your prospects that potentially could be a customer,
Mm-hmm.
don't
I'm poised with pen, so I'm going to take it down.
don't start with the end in mind, assuming that they want to buy.
Okay.
Instead, be open to whatever comes your way from it, and
Mm.
then have the adaptability to sell to that person when they're ready to receive.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. So it's like I'm not in this conversation to make a sale. I'm in a conversation to engage and build a relationship, find out more about you, and then I will serve you with whatever I have in my toolkit box with whatever your need is.
Yeah.
So yes, yeah.
And still, of course, when you feel like they can benefit from your service and they are the client that you want to work with, make the sale at the end. But don't go in with that fixed idea, I'm going to need to sell right now.
Yeah.
Because the customer will feel disconnected from you.
Yeah.
And they won't be trusting you to actually serve them. There are exceptions to the rule, of course, like if there are very straight shooters, but you still want to have that initial conversation to get their trust before you end up selling your service.
Yeah, fabulous. Thank you so much.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
very much. Thank you so much. A really interesting conversation. And yeah, I can't wait to do more work with you as well. So I've just dropped my piece of paper here with all the info on it. So Dario is running a seminar on the 26th of November, probably in central, well, will be in central London, probably around Holborn Way. And if you want to get in touch with Dario, it's Dario Cucci, which is DARIOCUCCI.com. That's the website. And obviously the email is corresponding. Yes, is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Cucci@DarioCucci.com. Yes?
Yeah, that's right.
Fantastic. And also when you actually do go on there, there is a free offer, free download.
There's two things. One is you will get on the list to receive my pre-release book as a PDF file, which is Turn Your Customers into Profit, where I talk about part of my journey and my wisdom within that book on what how to make sales, but also how to actually build relationships and all of that. And some exercises. And the other thing is I'm going to, when you submit your details on my website, I also will be willing to spend 20 minutes with you on Skype and hold a sales breakthrough session where I talk with you about what's the number one limitation that you have in your mindset, how you can change your mind around that for you to make it easier to actually make sales when you talk to your prospects.
Fantastic. Wow. Lovely freebie. Wow, that's value given freebie.
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay, thank you so much, Dario. I will see you on the other side. And business lovers, this guy's just an amazing connection. So if you obviously want to get in touch, I'm going to leave the information down below. I'm going to put this on YouTube, and I'm going to leave it in the Facebook group, the secret Facebook group as well. But I think this one should be on YouTube for people to be able to access as well. And thank you very much, Dario. And
thank you for having me, Jenny.
It's amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. Bye now. Bye.